Huh? My story? Okay. It was never easy for me. I was born a poor black child.
Welcome to Cal's Cinema. This is The Jerk. Can late 1970s comedy The Jerk stand the test of time, and is its humour still as funny nearly half a century later? That's the question this review will look to answer, as well as giving The Jerk a score out of 10. So watch till the end of the video to find that out, and make sure you're subscribed so I can bring you more reviews of not only classic comedies but other films in future. After all, it's my special purpose.
I've got one! I've got a special purpose!
You do?
Yeah, it's a special.
While streaming viewers today are aware of Steve Martin for his role in the hit crime series Only Murders in the Building, the veteran funny man who, according to friend and regular collaborator Martin Short, has looked 70 since he was 30, has had a suitably long career in comedy. Way back in 1979, before his hit roles in family films such as Father of the Bride and the iconic Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Steve Martin had his first leading role, I double-checked that fact this time, with The Jerk's Navin R. Johnson. The Carl Reiner directed film became an instant hit and grossed an estimated $100 million worldwide against a budget of just $4 million. Again, that's 10% of a billion in 1979. Not bad for an idea based around that single gag line taken from Martin's hit stand-up show.
But I've got a lot to learn about handling my money and banks. You have to be careful. Poor Hobart. His dear wife Hester took some money out of her savings account and had to pay a substantial penalty for early withdrawal.
Having achieved rock star levels of mania on his sellout arena tours, Martin's growing popularity and clout from receiving multiple Grammy Awards allowed him to make the move to TV. After becoming a regular player in comedy shows such as The Ray Stevens Show, The Smothers Brother Comedy Hour, The Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, and
He's a regular guest on the Colgate Hour.
What's the Colgate Hour?
okay, maybe not that last one. Martin also had some of his hit stand-up shows filmed for TV, and as his popularity grew, after some smaller parts in movies, he was finally ready for his big break on film. The Jerk concerns Navin R. Johnson, an idiot who leaves his adoptive family and ends up going from rags to riches again. As Navin himself puts it, it's a story that we've all seen before, only this time it so happens it includes a crazed sniper, Shithead the dog, and some of the catchiest songs ever featured in a comedy film.
To be just a little lonely. I'm picking out a thermos for you, and maybe a barometer too. And what else can I buy so on me you'll rely? A rear end thermometer too.
Alongside Martin's star-making turn as Navin, the film includes other standout turns, including Bernadette Peters as Navin's love interest Marie, who was also for a time Martin's real-life girlfriend. Sometimes it pays to be funny. Mabel King and Richard Ward star as Navin's caring adoptive parents, while Jackie Mason, Bill Macy and M. Emmett Walsh bring more life to Navin's interactions in the wider world after leaving home. Martin also plays the cat juggler under the name of Peg-Eye Jackson, and director Carl Reiner even gets a cross-eyed cameo late on in the film. On that note, while The Jerk has been out for decades now, it may not be as well known today as it once was, so this is the part where I include my usual spoiler warning. If you've not heard of the film before and would like to see it without any of the jokes being ruined for you, then go ahead and watch it and come back to this video.
Okay, it's a deal. It's a deal.
Being from the end of the 1970s, the humour of The Jerk is definitely different to what we're used to seeing in modern comedies. A few of the jokes wouldn't even get past the script stage of production, and arguably for good reason. While The Jerk never feels out and out racist with its humour, it still features some gags and certainly language, specifically slurs, hard R included, that simply would not fly today.
We're gonna keep out the...
The what?
We'll keep them out. Yeah.
Sir, you are talking to a...
While not defending the use of such language played for laughs, it wasn't unusual for the time, even if it feels uncomfortably not that long ago. Thankfully, comedy in films has evolved and such humour is left in the past. In a light-hearted, silly film about an idiot, these instances may feel jarring to today's audiences, but given the era that the film was produced in, and also within the plot given the context of Navin's upbringing and his own reaction to the use of such slurs, Martin's own repetition of said slur on film aside, I think that The Jerk may still be considered enjoyable to view today without any guilt attached in doing so. But at the end of the day, as your reviewer is a pale Irishman, that's probably not up to me to decide for anyone other than myself.
You mean I'm gonna stay this color?
Navin, I'd love you if you were the color of a baboon's ass.
Now that we've covered that problematic aspect of the film, we can move on to the story and the comedy itself. In his own book, Born Standing Up, Martin noted that the intention in writing the screenplay for The Jerk was to provide a laugh for every page. That goal succeeded and definitely translated well to the finished film. From when Navin is with his adoptive family in Mississippi, to his first job in a gas station, through to his high-rolling days with Marie in their mansion, and then to Skid Row, Martin's knack for writing both visual comedy and a funny script, coupled with his impeccable timing, means that The Jerk remains light and never drags across its 95-minute runtime.
Hey, Harry! Look at this! What's the matter with these cans?
Listen, you better run for cover. You're gonna sprinkle leak.
He hates these cans!
As with any good comedy fool, Navin R. Johnson is at his best when down and out or suffering from his own success. Whether driving away his sweetheart Marie or watching his accidental eyewear product fortune from the OptiGrab crumble around him, Martin provides laughs from Navin's sheer idiocy, a template which would lead the way for other lovable movie morons like Dumb and Dumber's Harry and Lloyd and Chris Farley's Tommy Boy. Besides the laughs, Navin and Marie's surprisingly endearing if wacky relationship adds another dimension to the film outside of Navin's antics.
Marie, are you awake? Good. You look so beautiful and peaceful. You almost look dead.
So, what's the verdict on The Jerk? Well, despite its age and its use of problematic humour, The Jerk is one of just a handful of films I personally come back to again and again, especially when in need of laughs. Its goofy, light-hearted tone and constant jokes make it an oddly uplifting and endearing watch, with Steve Martin's talent shining through on every scene. While it may not pack as much of a punch as later, raunchier comedies, The Jerk's rags-to-riches story of a once humble idiot is timeless and just as enjoyable to watch now as I can only guess it was back in 1979. The Jerk gets a 9.1 out of 10. There was a sequel to The Jerk called The Jerk 2 that was made years later, but as it doesn't even star Steve Martin and has such an appallingly low score, we're not going to cover that. So, what did you think of The Jerk? Is it up there with your favourite comedies of all time, or do you struggle to see past its dated and troublesome use of race? You can let me know in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe and come back again to Cal Cinema.